Have you ever seen dreamy accommodations like these on social media and thought, I'd love to stay there? Well, so did we. But let's just say, reality didn't quite match the photos. Welcome to the third episode of our journey across Indonesia. We'll take you from Lombok to Bali and dive into our stay at a typical bamboo hut in the middle of a Bali rice field. If you're into sustainable travel and tropical islands, don't miss our earlier videos on Gili Asahan in Lombok. And don't forget to subscribe for more honest reviews and travel tips. Alright, let's jump right in. After leaving the stunning island of Gili Asahan, we chose the less touristy route to Bali, a large ferry from Lembah to Padang Bai. The Eco Lodge team in Lombok brought us back to the mainland, where a driver picked us up for the trip to the Lembah ferry pier. Here's the thing about this route. There's no fixed schedule, so we just missed a ferry and had to wait 2 hours for the next one. Tickets were cheap, only 60,000 Indonesian rupiah per person, and boarding was straightforward. The ferry had 2 air-conditioned cabins and an outdoor seating area. Vendors came by offering snacks and drinks before departure, which was nice, since the trip was supposed to take 4 hours. Once we got underway, we quickly realized the ocean wasn't as calm as it looked from the port. Pro tip: if you're prone to seasickness, take a pill in advance, even if the water seems calm at first. Once you're out on the ocean, it's a different story. Despite the waves, the journey was mostly comfortable and we even managed to catch some sleep. Approaching Padang Bai, things got busier as passengers prepared to disembark. We carried our bags off the ferry ourselves, but if you need help, plenty of porters are available for a small fee. Overall, the trip took 9 hours, longer than expected because of the delay. Next time, we might opt for the faster speedboats via Canggu, even though they're pricier. At the pier, we were greeted by Vayan, the owner of our next accommodation, the Bamboo Lodge. On the drive, he shared fascinating insights about Bali's culture and his journey to becoming an Airbnb host. It was a great way to start our Bali adventure. When we arrived, the bamboo huts looked absolutely stunning, straight out of a travel magazine. There were 2 beautifully designed 2-story bamboo houses nestled in a small rice field, next to a river and a waterfall. Check it out. The ground floor featured a cozy seating area with a table, a bathroom with an amazing outdoor shower, which looks incredibly inviting when the sun is shining, and a flower-adorned bathtub just outside the hut. Upstairs, there was a spacious bedroom with a large bed, a music system, a hammock inviting to hang out and listen to the sounds of nature, and a small balcony overlooking the rice field. We were absolutely stunned and excited to spend our time in this wonderful place. After settling in, we ordered dinner from the lodge. While we waited, we explored the services offered: scooter rentals, taxis, massages, and guided tours. You could reach out to Vayan via WhatsApp or ring a bell to get assistance from his helpful nephews, who were always nearby. Then we went to bed, feeling optimistic about our stay. The next morning, the charm started to wear off. We woke up to a strong smell of cow dung and smoke. Then, we heard someone clapping and yelling. Curious, we stepped outside and realized it was a local farmer scaring birds away from the rice fields. As we sat down for breakfast, delivered right to our doorstep, we noticed how loud the nearby road was. In the evening, it had seemed quiet, but during the day, the noise from motorbikes and cars was constant. Since my drone had crashed during filming the day before, we planned a trip to Canggu for repairs and some sightseeing in Ubud. This meant we could leave behind the negatives for a bit, and so we did. Driving through Bali in daylight was eye-opening, and not in the way we'd hoped. The island was crowded, noisy, and heavily polluted. Having traveled extensively, we weren't expecting great conditions everywhere, but Bali's urban areas rivaled the worst neighborhoods we've seen in cities like Delhi or Bangkok. The social media hype had set our expectations sky high, and reality hit hard. In Canggu, we found Balicopter, a small drone repair shop, and the owner did an amazing job fixing our drone, saving our trip's footage. If you ever need drone repairs in Bali, this guy's your man. Next, we headed to the Ubud art market, hoping for some cultural shopping. Unfortunately, the market was under construction, leaving just a small side street selling generic souvenirs. Frustrated, we grabbed lunch at a place called Tony's Warong. Thankfully, the food was fantastic, gado-gado and ribs, both delicious and affordable. By the time we got back to the bamboo lodge, traffic had turned our 3-hour journey into 6. Covered in dust, we looked forward to unwinding in the bathtub and enjoying the view. But the relaxation didn't last long. The farmer was still there, clapping and yelling to scare away birds. His makeshift system of strings and cans added even more noise, and the smoke from nearby fires, meant to protect cattle, had intensified, filling the hut. We messaged Bayan, who kindly explained that the farmer and the smoke were unavoidable parts of life in the rice fields. The open bamboo construction, while charming, did nothing to keep out the smoke or humidity. The bed was damp and smelled moldy, and the mosquito net became our only refuge from the endless swarms of bugs. Watching Bali on YouTube or Instagram, you'd never see these downsides. The pictures look serene and magical, but that's just one side of the story. If you experience it with all sense and with a 360-degree view from all angles, it turns out very different. We refuse to sugarcoat our experiences. This channel is about transparency, and we want to show you the full picture. By the end of the day, we decided not to spend the rest of our time at the bamboo lodge. Instead, we booked a snorkeling trip and hoped the rest of Bali would redeem itself. Here's a quick recap of our first day in Bali. On the positive side, we have the gorgeous nature, at least in the less populated areas. A unique, mystical atmosphere with statues and lush vegetation. Aesthetic bamboo bungalows and other accommodations. Also, locals are usually very friendly. On the negative side, there is a lot of pollution and noise, really heavy traffic, especially in the rush hours, where 1-hour trips can easily take 3 hours. The mentioned disruptions at the lodge, for example, smoke, noise, mosquitoes, lack of privacy, and overcrowding in most areas. And our key takeaways are: Bali is almost entirely developed, with little untouched nature. The spots you see on social media are only looking like that in this one camera angle and usually are crowded by tourists. But we will prove this out even more over the next videos. And keep in mind, seeing it in photos is very different from experiencing it in person. Alright, that wraps up part 1 of our Ubud rice field adventure. Stay tuned to see if things improve, and if we manage to spot manta rays on our snorkeling trip in the next episode. Until next time, see ya!